Grace is preparing for the speech at the community center conference, as she's been spending most of her time writing down data and information so she could get her speech prepared. She's not really prepared. She doesn't feel prepared, at least. She keeps crumbling up paper and restarting her speech all over again. Michael walks in the door. Grace, how are you doing on your speech? Well, I keep writing and writing, and I'm not really feeling it. Aw, said Michael. It's okay, Grace. You'll get this. You've spoken before, said Michael. I know, but it's been a while. I'm a little rusty, said Grace. Don't worry about it. Maybe you need to take a break from writer's cramp. Yeah, I do have a little writer's cramp. Okay, why don't you take a break? Yeah, take your mind off of it and not think about it too much, said Michael. As they decided to take a coffee break, she grabbed her cup of coffee and they went in the other room where Mom and Dad were sitting in there. Tom and his wife are Michael's parents. And of course, Michael said, Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. How are you doing? How's Grace? Grace is right here. Oh, hi, Grace, said Tom. It's good to see you, Adrian. Adrian hasn't been out and about that much. Yeah, well, ever since that little medical experience, it's not been really the same. Yeah. Yeah, but you have been at the cookout, said Tom. Yeah, said Adrian. I'm feeling a lot better, Michael. Don't worry about it. It's getting better slowly. We don't heal as fast as we get older. I noticed that. It takes a little longer than usual. So, Grace, how's your speech? Said Adrian. Oh, it's going better. The kids are at school still, so at least you have some downtime. Yeah, the babysitters are on break and it's just us right now. Mrs. Yokoshota comes upstairs. Oh, Grace, I heard you're doing your speech. Are we going to be allowed to attend, all of us? Oh, sure, said Michael. Great. As the day wore on, everybody prepared to get dinner on the table, and Mrs. Yokoshota made sushi and rice. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I made sushi. I figured we'd make it special. Oh, that was wonderful, said Grace, as everybody gathered around the table and had sushi and rice and a special entree, chicken teriyaki. And everybody was so happy, especially Jenny and Elijah. And Melissa loves sushi. So does Michael Jr. Oh, kids, I'm so glad you like it, said Grace. Mom and Dad were pleased. Everybody was pleased, including the nanny and babysitter. Everybody's happy. We're all happy. That's great. Remember, homework in a few minutes. Said Elisha, I know. As they all cleaned up and prepared to do their homework, and they had an early night, they had to get showered and cleaned up and also ready for bed. Elijah asked Dad if it was okay if he could see if there was anything going on with the stars in the sky and he could get the telescope out. Dad said no, not tonight. It's time to get in early because of the speech the next day. So they all tumbled into their beds and said their goodnight prayers and kissed Mom and Dad and Grandma and Mrs. Grandma Yokoshota to kiss goodnight. Grandma Yokoshota? Yes. I just want to tell you I love you, said Melissa. Aw, Mrs. Yokoshota loves you too. I love you. Oh, it's a sweet moment. Grace just grinned and smiled. So did Michael. Okay, kids, we love you. We love you too, Mom. We love you too, Dad. We love you, Grandma Tom and Grandma Adrian. Love you too. Tomorrow's a big day. Remember, we all have to pile in the car and get ready to go to see Grace speak. That's awesome. Well, it was early in the morning, and everybody was tumbling out of bed getting ready for school. And as the babysitter and nanny drove the kids to school after giving Grace and Michael a kiss goodbye, it was perfect timing for Grace to get ready and get some shopping done. Michael said, "Listen, I took the whole day off, so whatever we have to do, let's get it done." "Well, I'm not going anywhere. I just want to get some pantyhose and some things ready." As Grace got ready for the event, the kids all piled in the car right after school, and they said, "Listen, we're ready to go now." "We're not leaving now," said Grace. "We still have an hour." "An hour for dinner? You're going to eat dinner early." "Oh, goody," said Melissa. "Yes, you have to eat dinner early because I have to leave here early too." "You're leaving with me. We're driving everybody together. We're going together as a family." "Oh," said Jenny. "I understand," said Bailey. Michael and Elijah and Josiah quickly caught on too. As they finished up their dinner, they had pizza from the pizza pub. Johnny and his wife made sure they delivered it personally. "We just wanted to say it was nice to see you for a change. We don't usually get up here often, but it's nice to personally deliver it to you," said Johnny. "Yeah, it's so nice to see you, Michael. We're going to have to go out to the green." "Yeah, that's right," said Johnny. "I'm so glad to see you," as they hugged it, a tight hug. "All right, Johnny, we better finish up our dinner because we got a place to be real quick here." "Okay," Johnny said. "I'll see you later. It's good seeing you and your wife and your family." "Always," said Johnny. "Always." "All right," said Mike. "All right, so let's get ready. Let's pile into the car here." "Oh, Grace, are you ready?" "Yeah, I'm ready." "You look really comfortable." "Yeah, I decided to dress comfortable because I don't want to be standing up there with my feet hurt. So I'm wearing these really nice, comfortable shoes." They get to the country event, the country club house. It's a community center conference and it's at the country club. "Wow, it's very nice here," said Grace. Michael said, "Yeah, this is one nice place. They have a spread here. I wonder who's paying for this. Maybe all the money we raised for all the other fundraisers." "Maybe," said Grace. You never know," Michael said. As the event was starting to begin, there was an applause and everybody was shaking hands, and it was a nice formalities. Even hors d'oeuvres were served. That was really nice, and it was a real pleasant experience from where the kids were sitting. As the family was sitting a couple rows back from the stage, Grace was introduced casually by Miss Jackson. "As you know, my name is Miss Jackson, and I would love to introduce you to a very special person that works closely with me on the case of adoption, and but her personal story is different and unique, and we asked her to speak today on something that plagues our society, but she has a very unique story about love, marriage after abuse. And I would like to personally introduce Grace Smithton to the stage to tell her story. And I hope you're touched by her experiences and stories just like we are. Welcome Grace Smithton to the stage. Thank you, Miss Jackson. My name is Grace Smithton, and my story started here in Hollister, but it really started in Pennsylvania. When I decided to leave and drive 1,000 miles away, I was being abused by my ex husband pretty bad, that my injuries were so bad that I had to stay in a women's shelter and in a hospital for months. So I didn't quite leave Pennsylvania till I finally got the doctor's okay. And the doctor paid for my hotel expenses before I left for the trip to Missouri. By the time I got to Missouri, I was running out of gas, running out of money, and running out of hope. But I got to the center in the agency where Marissa and all these people I got to meet helped me get back on my feet. They got me into a financial situation where I got help through the courts, and my ex husband went to jail for abuse. He definitely needed to be rehabilitated, more or less. But I'm not going to tell you the story and the tragedies that happened, because really he did serve time in jail, and that was really important that I share that. But life after abuse, after he sadly committed suicide in jail, I realized that I could cope and accept the fact that he was tragic. His story was tragic in so many ways. And my story is that I learned to let go and pray for his soul and pray for him. But I didn't have a prayer life. I didn't have anything like that. That wasn't my agenda. I wasn't a praying person or anything like that. I just needed to pray for some reason or another. I needed some way to deal with it. And I went to counseling. In the process, though, I met Michael at the gas station when I was running out of gas. I had my last $10 and I was going to the gas pump. And I realized that I had to pay the gas station attendant because I had only cash on me. And just as I was doing that, he was putting gas in my gas tank. And I didn't know that he had noticed that I was literally running out of money. And he didn't know, but he introduced himself, and he saw my injuries from being abused. And I guess he must have knew something I didn't. And that's how we got to talking. And before you knew it, we were going on a date, and the next date, and we were watching stargazing because I got a gift from an anonymous donor, and it was a telescope, and we were going stargazing, and it got to that point where it was romantic, and life took on a whole new meaning. I started journaling and writing about what happened to me and doing these beautiful pictures and paintings of art, and they were being displayed. And then I got a chance to do some speaking, public speaking, and I grew. And before you know it, our relationship grew so well that we got married on February 14th of 2020. So in the course of that, I didn't think I could have kids, and uh, unbeknownst to me, I got pregnant while I was in the middle of an adoption of 2 kids. And I was adopting Jenny and Elijah, and I got pregnant. And before you know it, we had a house full of children, and we were only married for less than 6 months. So I ended up having a child and 3 children in less than a year. And then I ended up getting pregnant again, and I ended up adopting another daughter named Bailey. And then I got pregnant again. So I had another child. So here we are. It's been 10 years, and my household has grown exponentially. My oldest son is in 10th grade, and now my kids are getting older, and I am thrilled at the turnaround my life has made. Adoption changed my life. You think all the stuff that I went through with all the abuse and all that I had suffered, meeting Michael changed it. Now he has a huge business that he has roughly over 100 employees, 4 locations. He juggles that plus a family of 6 children, plus 2 nannies and 2 babysitters on a family budget that we have to make sure that we manage our home. We have an assistant that comes in on occasion to help us manage everything and clean the house and do the things that we need to do because we do have 6 children. But we manage our home and we manage our lives so that we can have time to be parents to our 6 kids. I would never have thought my life was like that because I used to look out in the window when I was being abused and think to myself, if only I had what those people had when I would watch these people flirt with each other and kiss each other. And I never thought that could ever happen to me, but it did. And I had a second chance at life, a second chance at romance, a second chance dance, and we sponsor and fundraise for the community center. And we're going to have our last and final fundraising dance in October. And we hope that everybody joins us as Miss Jackson is retiring. And we're going to have a special dance so that everybody can join in and have some fun. Thank you for enjoying the time together with us at these dances and fundraising events. We really appreciate your support. And that's the end of my speech. And thank you for inviting me here, Miss Jackson, and everybody here that has taken the time to listen. Oh, wonderful, Miss Jackson said to Grace. Isn't she wonderful? Said Miss Jackson. Everybody started applauding. She's done such a fantastic job. She's one of our best parents that have adopted children and one of the success stories of our program. Everybody applauded, and so did the kids in the back row, her children. As the event was winding up and everybody was gathering and talking amongst themselves, Grace and Michael embraced. Ah, wow, what a speech. Miss Yokoshota said, that was wonderful. You did so good. It is exactly what the story was about. Mom and Dad were so happy for Grace and Michael. Oh, that's wonderful, Grace, said Adrian. Tom was so proud of Grace. Good job, Grace, said Tom. Mom and Dad were embracing the kids. Jenny and Bailey hugged Mom, and so did Melissa. Aw, Mom, you did so great, said Bailey. I'm so proud. Aw, said Jenny. I loved it. Mommy, I love it, said Melissa. Josiah and Elijah and Michael just clung to Mom's leg. Oh, we love you, Mom. Let's get home. Okay, let's head home. Michael was so proud as they beamed into the car and raced on home. It was a wonderful evening as they drove home. They couldn't stop smiling.